Hello, this is Joe Pearson, the project planner for this application. This is a request to the Planning Commission for a general plan conformity determination for the disposition of real property filed by Emilio Ramirez, the City of Oxnard Housing Director. The City of Oxnard is proposing to dispose of real property located at 418 West 4th Street. The property to be disposed of consists of a single parcel totaling 0.18 acres. The Oxnard Housing Department proposes to dispose of surplus and improved rural property for a private and undetermined use. However, any future use would be in compliance with the approved City of Oxnard Downtown Code or any applicable regulations in effect at the time of the project. The project site is located in the downtown area and is currently developed. The project site is immediately surrounded by streets, as well as an office building and multifamily residential uses. The general plan land use designation for the site is downtown, and the zoning designation is downtown core, both of which allow for a variety of commercial and residential uses, including retail, office, and apartments. The Oxnard Housing Department, again, proposes to dispose of the surplus and improved property for private and undetermined use. The disposal of this property will allow for the city to acquire another property located at 131 East 7th Street in order to assemble with surrounding unimproved rural property currently owned by the City of Oxnard for the future development of affordable housing. As a requirement of any sale of the property, any future potential project would be required to go through the city's entitlement process, including compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA. California Government Code Section 65402 requires that a finding of general plan conformity be made by the Planning Commission and reported to the legislative authority prior to any acquisition, disposition, vacation, or abandonment of any real publicly owned property. Specifically, the Planning Commission is to determine as to whether the location, purpose, and extent of such proposed real property transaction is in conformance with the 2030 General Plan. Consistent with Housing Element Policies 2.2, the disposition would allow for the potential development of affordable housing subject to permit requirements, meeting the needs of the lower income communities, and as an infill site, the future use of this property would have access to adequate city infrastructure to serve the project. The disposition also supports the potential development of new development in the downtown area, again supporting the revitalization efforts of a underutilized property. And also, any future development or use of the site would be considered infill, as it would have access to existing city services. As required by the California Environmental Quality Act, any subsequent improvement to the property will be separately examined in accordance with CEQA. Any required environmental documents will be prepared pursuant to CEQA as part of the project permit processing or at any other point in time as required by CEQA. This general plan conformity determination report is not a project under CEQA, and any subsequent improvements to this property, again, will be separately examined in accordance with CEQA. Therefore, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution finding that the proposed disposition of real property located at 418 West 4th Street is in conformance with the City of Oxnard 2030 General Plan policies pursuant to Section 65402 of the Government Code, and recommend that the City Council order the disposition of the property.